Hello, it's me, Foolish Kia, your favorite tiny pirate woman. I mean, no, but... Anyways, I know it's sad it's not an animation upload, but YouTube decided to slap me with a, hey, you haven't uploaded in a year, so guess what? If you don't upload content in the next 14 days, we're gonna take away your monetization! Yay! So, you know, if it also doesn't meet the requirements, then I'm fucked! So, I'm doing a Q&A against my will, sort of, because I also kind of want to do this, because it seems fun and different than always animating, and I get to exercise my brain with a different kind of creative outlet, so let's fucking go. Do you prefer creating an animation and bringing something to life, or just a single art piece that speaks for itself? Definitely animating, because it's just more rewarding than an art piece, since I draw it really fast now, and it doesn't take me that long anymore. I know that sounds like a really shitty flex, but I don't feel like it's as impressive as animation, if that makes sense. I like my stuff to feel impressive. What is the perfect Pokeball combo? This fucking image right here. Just nothing else is better. What is your ideal sandwich? It is the McGee Special. It's basically mayo, bread, and fucking Kraft single sliced cheeses, and you can like shit on me all you want in the comments, but that shit fucking slaps. Any 1, 5, or 10-year plans that you want to set for yourself can be anything such as travel, trying a new hobby, etc. Well, you said travel, so I want to go to Japan, because I remember hanging out with my friends and we were like, oh, we really want to go to Japan, and we were supposed to do that before the pandemic hit, and here we are now! How do you follow through with projects when you think all of your projects suck? What's your move when you don't feel like you're doing something good ever, if you ever feel that? I feel that always. I'll post something and I'm like, this isn't good enough, and then I'll make something like an animation, I'll be like, this is fucking garbage, but I post it because I had fun doing it. That's basically it. Like, it's not a masterpiece, but you can't treat everything that you make as a masterpiece, because then you're like setting yourself up to fail, because you're not going to hit the expectations that you're setting yourself. But don't stop doing it, because you'll end up liking it, you know? I know this is really bad advice, but I struggle with this a lot, but when I've done something and I see it, I'm like, well, at least I did it, and I'm proud of myself for that. So I don't know if that helps you, but all artists feel exactly this, so you're not alone. Any tips for art block? Just draw. I mean, what else are you gonna do? And tell yourself, like I do, because I'm not gonna call you this, but I tell myself I'm a little fucking bitch for even thinking this, and then I just draw. And then it looks bad, but then I'm like, at least I did something, and then you just eventually get out of it. You have to practice it. You have to kind of force yourself. Unfortunately, that's the answer I think a lot of people don't want to hear, but that's what it works for me. It might not work for you, but there you go. Why is animation important to you, or why should it be appreciated more? I think it should be appreciated more because of the amount of fucking effort and work that goes into animation compared to any other form of film. I'm not saying live action is bad, because a lot of people can make really good live action stuff, but I think a lot of things that suck with live action is that people don't try to portray animation as real people. Meanwhile, animation, you have no choice but to make fictional things feel human. And I feel like when I watch a lot of live action, I get really bored because the characters are either really flat and dull, and I don't give a shit about them because they don't seem human. They just seem typical Hollywood, like, character or actor. So I'm just like, alright, this isn't my thing. So that's why I'm an animation nerd. I just find things are more real in animation. What would you say is the best tips for line art and forming shape? I don't know what forming shape means. I'm assuming you're talking about having cool shapes in your art style. Line art, you just gotta go for it and stop pressing Ctrl-Z. You gotta train yourself on paper first, and then you'll be better. Because I know a lot of people start on digital now, but force yourself to ink things and draw things that you can't erase. You'll get better with line art. But for forming shape, I have no clue. What's the best way to come up with your own OC? I usually blank a lot when coming up with characters. Base it off of people you know or characteristics you like in people. And then after, you can just make it. Or if you want to make a villain, then you're like, well, I like these characteristics in a villain a lot, and you just mash it in. Because no one's character is original. You kind of just mash shit together. What music do you jam to? The Last Stand by Sabaton. I know. It's not even my usual, like, choice in music, but that shit slaps. What kicked off your love for pirates? Was there a particular show, movie, book, game, etc. that did it? Treasure Planet, Pirates of the Caribbean, and then Rayman 2 had robotic pirates in there. Yeah. I think those are my main things that kicked it off. And I also just like the concept of hunting for treasure, as you can tell from me liking Uncharted, if anyone knows me, because you just hunt for treasure. Yeah. Why foolish? Because I am. Why aren't you foolish? What would your dream animation project be if you had no limit/budget holding you back? I do have something in the works that is becoming my dream project, so, you know, some of my patrons might know about that. When did you finally discover your drawing style? I think this is something that a lot of people worry about way too much, and I think they should just draw what they feel like and worry less about that, because when you're starting out, you're just trying to figure out how shit works. How I guess I made my style, which I don't think I really have a style, but people can tell that I've drawn it, so I guess so. I just took shit I liked from people. So I was like, oh, I like how this person draws hands, oh, I like how this person draws eyes. I just Frankensteined all the stuff I liked together. And then boom, that's what happened. But I try not to limit myself to one style, because I do like drawing rubber hose because it's fun. But depending on the project I'm working on, I would like to be versatile and change my style if need be, so that it makes the story better, if that makes sense. So like for animation, if I want to do something scarier, it's probably going to look more angled and intense, whereas if I want to make something more lighthearted, it's going to be more cutesy and stuff. So I don't like to limit myself, and I don't think anyone should limit themselves on one kind of style, because it's really good to be versatile, in my opinion anyway. So don't stress too much about that. What was your first job with a company as an artist? Super Mega. Because they are a company. So I guess, yeah, Super Mega. Surprisingly, yeah, Super Mega. How did you start your animation career? My career, I guess, would have started with YouTubers, because I got hired by Super Mega to work with them for a bit, which I did some animation for them, so I guess that counts. And then, in the same freaking month, I tweeted at Olin because he was making, like, a video for Final Space to pitch it to studios, and I was like, wow, shit, that's so great. And then he's like, oh, you're an animator, you want to animate for me? And I'm like, yeah, and that was all from just a tweet. So I ended up working on an Olin Rogers animation, and then after I did like a school project before this, and I finished it, and then it was for Markiplier. So then he saw it, and then he paid me to use it on his channel, which was awesome. So that all happened in the same fucking month, so it was a crazy intense month. But if you're talking about industry, because it's kind of two different things, but a lot of my online stuff, I guess, helped me get a position in the studio, since I had a lot of work to put in a portfolio, albeit it's not as great as the stuff that I do now. I love the stuff that I done for YouTubers, but the shit I can do now, I can't wait to actually work on an animation because of, like, how much I've improved, I feel, anyway. Anyways, it's not the point. How I got started in the industry was I applied everywhere I could, even if I felt like I wasn't qualified, even though if it was like a senior animator position, I fucking applied to it, because I was like, you know what? It's better to get a no than not trying. So I did that, and I had a friend in the industry that tried to get me in multiple times, and it wasn't working. But then I had an email from someone I had applied to ages ago that reached out and was like, we're looking for animators and you seem to fit. And then they're like, do you know Toon Boom? And I knew nothing of Toon Boom, and I said, yes, I know Toon Boom. Learned it 5 days before I had my test exam to get the position. And then I got it somehow. And that's how I got in. Cause it's so annoying, cause a lot of these places are like, you need to know this, but I'm like, but I have no fucking clue, and this program is super expensive. So if you can do a white lie and then like, train yourself to know the program, I say do it, because it's just ridiculously hard to get in. And I got in on a fluke because the studio was looking for animators, but animators were dropping like flies from the studio. So, take it what you will with that. So it wasn't the greatest experience, but it was also an okay experience, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's basically it. What's a good art software for beginners getting into digital drawing? Definitely Clip Studio Paint. I would go with them. I use them now, and I don't really use Photoshop anymore. And Photoshop is like a yearly subscription or a monthly subscription, so you might as well go with something that's not gonna always ask for you to give them money. Favorite game of all time? It's Cuphead. I fucking love the style. I love the amount of work they put into it, and it's fucking beautiful. Please play it if you have not played it. And they're also fucking Canadian. I love them so much. So fucking much. How draw? Please respond. Think. You take pencil, put on paper, and do a line, and you can draw. I hope that helped very much. You're welcome. How did you get demoted from captain to simple fool? Okay, so, I guess you guys have noticed that I've been slowly going to foolish Kia instead of foolish Captain Kia. I know it's crazy and it's sad, change sucks, whatever. But the reason why I took captain out, I don't mind if people call me captain, I love that. But the reason why I took it out of my username is because I cannot brand that shit properly. Like, if I want to make merchandise, it's fucking annoying to write Foolish Captain Kia because it's so fucking long. And also, when I want to abbreviate it instead, because I was gonna do that, I realized it spells FCK, which just looks so funny. But if I'm trying to sell merchandise that has fuck written on it, basically, people are not gonna buy it. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed your A's. Your Q&A's, whatever. I don't know how to end videos. But I would like to say thank you guys so much for sticking around. I know this channel has been dead, and I apologize for that. And I've been really busy trying to, like, improve my craft so I can, like, make more videos for this channel. That's why it hasn't really been thriving, unfortunately. But I'm doing it in my best intentions to make this better in the future. Yeah. So definitely keep an eye out for animations. They will pop up at some point. I'm just working crazy, and I have a contract that's lasting like all the way up until September, so I don't even know if I'll be able to squeeze anything out during that time. But anyways, I just want to thank you guys for your patience and your love and support. It means a lot. If you do want to ever see more of me, I'm usually on Twitch. I know I haven't been streaming lately, but I do want to set myself a schedule, because right now I'm doing adult things like taxes. Fun shit, I know. But once that's fucking done, I'm gonna have an actual schedule and maybe do some art streams as well, because I've been doing game streams lately with Justin, Ryan, and Leighton normally, even Frank sometimes. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And I'm definitely on Twitter a lot more, so if anyone that is subscribed here that wants to know more of what's happening, they can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Foolish Kia is the @ I'm really not good at this, but I'm sorry. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all around. Goodbye.